away, go away. Hi, my name's Ruby. I feel so shy right now. I've been wanting to make videos about knitting. I started knitting this year in 2025 in January, and it's been so fun and funny and a great experiment. So I figured, because I love watching people on YouTube talking about knitting, that I could do that too. Because I just think it's really fun to share. I am making a choice to film this outside, so there's going to be ambient noise and the lighting will change, and maybe it's a bad idea, but that's kind of, I feel like, the theme of my knitting experience too, is just trying things and seeing how it works out. So this is something we're going to try, and we're going to see how it works out. So I want to talk about my first year of knitting and the things that I knit. The first project that I ever knit this year was this little hood, which I haven't put on in a really long time. Let me address my notes. This is the Pixie hood by Fabel knitwear, and I bought this pattern on Etsy. As you can tell, I didn't finish the I-cord edges. I just tied string, or like cotton yarn, onto it. And she, you know, the real pattern has these like beautiful I-cord edges that you can tie in a bow, which I think would make my experience of wearing this hood a lot better. Excuse me. I knit it in so I had some yarn already before I started knitting that I had wound into balls, so I don't know what kind it was. And a theme that you'll see throughout this video and throughout my first year of knitting is I did not keep track of things well. I was not writing things down. I wasn't keeping track of how much yarn I used or what yarn I used. I was really just doing it. So one of my goals for this next year is to be more organized and write things down. So this is the first kind of real thing that I knit. It's this little pointy hood, the ribbed edge, and I knit it in this black yarn held double with, I think, a brushed alpaca from the brand Rowan. I think that's right. And it came out really, really dense. Like so dense that people, you know, whoever I showed it to was like, is that felted? Because it looks and feels felted, but I didn't felt it, which I'm not mad about at all. It's really fuzzy. It has this like crazy halo. I like it. I don't wear it that often. I think if I were to add on to this or to re-knit it, I would knit it in the round, because I'd never done that before. So I would knit this part in the round so that it's just a hood, or like a balaclava kind of with a pointy thing. I still think it's a really cute idea. Maybe I'll be able to do something with this or repurpose the yarn or add on to it in some way. I might even like it more if I just added the I-cord edges. So I have a lot of affection for this project because it was kind of the first thing I ever really did. I don't wear it that often, but I do like it a lot, conceptually. Yeah. Oh. Next is these gloves that I don't have, but that my husband has. Hi, can you bring down your purple gloves? Bye. The next two things that I knit, I don't have either of them. So I'm hoping that my husband, Dirt, will find and bring down his pair of fingerless gloves that I knit for him. out of noro yarn. I don't remember what kind of noro. It was worsted and this like very vibrant purple, you know, in like a giant ball, like a classic noroito kind of yarn. And I knit these fingerless gloves, and the pattern was by shadysheepknits on Etsy. Maybe I'll put a picture here if I figure out how to do that. Did you find them? Thank you. These are the gloves. Oh, Dirt, wait. Can you actually contribute to this?
Sure.
I want to know, this is like the second thing I ever knit, and I'm curious what you think of them and if you like them and what you would change about them. And I'm not, you know, be ruthless, because this was, I'm not that proud of these. I think they're fine. Do you want to sit with me?
Sure. Ruthlessly, I love them. I think they're great. I love the color. I love the feeling. They're super warm. The only thing I would change is that they're kind of chunky around the base of the fingers.
Yeah.
And so it's just a little bit, like, it's hard to like close my fingers all the way.
Yeah.
But I guess that's kind of the nature of gloves. But like sometimes it's a little bit tight in there. I guess
Yeah.
If I wear them for like several hours, it kind of hurts. But I love them. I think they're great.
Great. And I didn't weave in the ends, which I didn't do for my own ones either. And originally I was going to knit like a kind of thing to go over them, but I ended up not doing that, which it sounds like you didn't really care for that anyway.
Yeah, not necessary. I love them. I wear them all the time.
Great. Thanks. Get out of here. Okay, the lighting is changing in a way that's really kind of blinding. Thank you, Dirt. Love you. Maybe I want to rearrange this. Ugh. Okay, I'm just gonna keep going, even though this is like kind of washing me out a little bit. Let's continue. Lighting will change again soon, probably. So I knit those gloves, those purple gloves, and I also knit the same pattern for myself in this brown jaggerspun yarn, which is a, I think a Maine specific brand. I was living in Maine at that time that I was knitting these gloves. I moved away from Maine in October to Washington State, where I live now, and so a lot of my knitting was in Maine. And I knit those fingerless gloves, and I wish I had them. I don't know where they are. Maybe editing Ruby can find them and add in what they look like and any notes on them. They're definitely, I remember, like, they're this beautiful heathered yarn. They're tight. I think I was worried about them being too loose, so I went a little smaller and tighter than I needed to. I didn't weave in the ends because I liked how it looked with like all the ends out, and I didn't end up knitting the cap that goes over them. I would love to redo some gloves knowing what I know now. I think I could do them much better. I remember at that time struggling with increases because it was like, you know, make one right and make one left was creating these weird bumps that I still don't know how to do differently. I've done some research about it, but I can't really figure out how to make them not have this like weird bump, so let me know if you know. But I ended up doing this different increase, which I haven't seen described, where instead of picking up the bar in between the two stitches, you pick up like the bottom loop underneath the stitch that you're working. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's a way that I do increases that seems very seamless, actually. And it's probably called something, I don't know what it's called, but it's not what the pattern called for. And that was, you know, along the thumb increase. So I really love those gloves. I wear them sometimes. They are tight, and I think I could do better now. I was really adhering to the pattern instead of adhering to my hand, which I think was like a rookie thing to do, to be like, I'm just gonna follow the pattern, instead of realizing that like I'm making it for me, so it needs to be to my measurements, obviously. I think, I can't remember the order, it might have been the second thing, or kind of along with the first hood that I knit these socks, which is the reason I started knitting, was because I really wanted to knit socks. And I, like, before I knew anything about knitting and had ever knitted anything, I went to a yarn store in Vermont and I bought this beautiful yarn that I still have, like a skein of like 200 yards of it, thinking that would be enough for 2 socks, which I know now is probably not. I mean, actually, I think these might have been 200. I used half of a ball of Barocco Vintage for these socks. Barocco Vintage comes in this big ball of like 430 yards or something. So maybe for like a small foot like mine, maybe it would work, but I don't think it had nylon in it. Like, I just wasn't thinking about what it takes to knit a sock. And I remember asking the person working there if I should do magic loop, double pointed needles, because I had like heard those things, and she was like, if you want to do magic loop, buy this big loop. And I was like, I think I'll buy a smaller length. And then I couldn't do magic loop with it because it was too small. But I was just like in my own like beginner knitter world. So these are and then I never knit socks with that yarn. I still have it. And I think I'm not going to use it for socks because I want my socks to have nylon in them so they last longer. Because from what I've heard, they don't last very long without nylon in them. I am going to turn you a little bit. Hopefully that's better to watch. I have no idea how this looks from your end, so thanks for your patience. So these socks are in Barocco Vintage. It's this beautiful blue yarn that has this kind of green variegation in it. I really love it. It's a rib sock, so 3 knit, 1 purl rib. And I did German short row heels. And I knit these on really tiny circulars in the end. I was doing magic loop with a big circular, which was good, and then I switched to the tiny one, and I like that a lot better. These have different toes because this one, it was a free pattern online. Can't even remember where I got it. But this one, like, what it called for was kind of to knit like a point. So I did that. I'm trying to get it to focus on the sock. So this one has like a very pointy toe. And then this one I like looked up kind of a more rounded toe decrease, which I like better. I'm excited to knit more socks. I really want to do like a waffle knit sock. And I hope to get to that someday. But I like these socks. I do wear them. They have worn nicely. This yarn, I think, you know, it has like a lot of plastic in it in the blend. It's very affordable and I like it. For a first pair of socks, it's great. Again, didn't weave in my ends. I think I blocked these. I think I blocked them. I've washed them, so they've had some contact with water. Again, these are a little small. I think I tend to go on the small side because I'm nervous about them being too big, or I know they're going to stretch out with time, but they're a little tight. Next is I'm going to show you my Zakkuri cardigan, which is the first garment that I knit. I love it. And I'm going to show it to you now. my zakkuri cardigan, I knit in 2 strands of plotulopi and dark wood. Plotulopi is, it's like letlopi, but it's unspun. Honestly, it is a headache to work with. Like, it's very, I'm gonna move this down a little bit. I feel like such a millennial. That's better. Plotulopi is kind of a headache to work with. It comes apart really easily, it's unspun, and you cannot do any kind of sewn bind off with it. It catches on itself, it felts together. It's kind of a headache to work with, but it makes this very beautiful fabric. It's very dense, it's very warm. I knit with 2 strands held together. I've heard of people doing 1 strand. For me, that just felt too weak. It was just like coming apart as I was knitting it, so I didn't feel like it was strong enough. I cropped it a lot. It hits just about at my belly button, and something really funny is that I knit the sleeves 2 different ways. So this sleeve, I like stayed true to the pattern. It's a very balloony sleeve. I actually might have, no, I think I stayed true to the pattern, but it's a very balloony sleeve. This one, I was like, that's ridiculous, that's too balloony. So this one I tapered gradually and much quicker, and you know, I actually like this one better. I like the balloony sleeve better. So I have this cardigan, it has 2 different sleeves. I love it. And in classic Ruby fashion, I didn't finish it yet because I've only put on 1 button. This is like the button that you knit into the collar, and I haven't added the afterthought buttonholes yet. I keep misplacing the stone buttons, which is my favorite part. One of my favorite parts of this cardigan is that I'm using these little stone toggle buttons that I got in Maine. I love them. And, but I kind of like that it makes this like little cape shape. Yeah, this is so itchy, but I wear it with a long sleeve and it's fine. It took me like a year to do. I got really sick of it. At one point, one of my interchangeable needles, because I had a cheap set, I still have a cheap set, broke. Like, the wire was detaching from the base of the needle, the part you screw the needle into. Like, the wire was just breaking off, and it was catching on the yarn. I didn't know what to do, and I kind of just was like, I need a break from this project. And then when I got back to it, yeah, I just kept plugging away at it, and I finished it. Yeah, I feel like it took me, I mean, it must have taken me 6 months to do this, which felt like a really long time to me. But I do love it. It's my first garment, so I feel very affectionate for it. And this is the Zakkuri cardigan by Noriko Ichikawa. I got this yarn on Facebook Marketplace, and it was perfect. I did this 1x1 twisted rib hat. This is a free pattern by Pearl Soho, and I knit this for my husband. This is what it looks like. This was a really interesting thing because I knit it in this juniper moon blend of alpaca and cotton, and it's in this very, it's like a really kind of shimmery, almost like iridescent colorway, but it looked a lot more blue in the ball. And then when I knit it, it's like the tautness kind of made the black stand out a lot. Dirt just wanted a 1x1 rib hat, so I knit it, and I knit it on 3mm needles. It took a really long time, probably like a month. Also, I was just like bored, so I wasn't doing it that much. and then it was too small. So what I decided to do, instead of taking down, like frogging the crown decreases and knitting it taller and then doing them again, I was like, I'll just add on to the bottom. And it worked, but it was really stressing me out, because when you add on a knit the opposite way, like, I don't know if you can do this, if one can do this, but it's like they don't, the knit stitches don't like match up the right way, because you're not knitting in the same direction. I hope that makes sense. So either I just didn't know how to do it, I didn't research it before I tried doing it, or that's just like not a if you want a perfect thing, it's not a smart way to like add length. I wish what I had done and what I would do in the future is just to frog the top and then do it again, because it wasn't that hard. But it turns out that you can't really tell that the stitches don't, match up unless you unfold it and kind of look closely at it. But it folds in this way that makes it pretty invisible. So that's a nice little hat. I started doing twisted rib, and I just feel like it goes a lot faster for me than normal rib. Yeah, I just like that better. Oh, something else really big that happened this year is that I went from being an English knitter to a continental knitter. I started this year and spent the first probably half of the year knitting English style, and then really wanted to learn continental because I knew it would probably be faster and more efficient for me. But I just felt like I couldn't get it, and then it just clicked, and now I knit continental. Now I actually switch back and forth. I like to purl English style and knit continental, unless I'm doing twisted rib, or I'm purling backwards, like kind of through the front loop. I don't know how to explain this, but I kind of do both now. But I'm glad I learned how to knit continental, because I really enjoy it. Okay. Oh, I also knit this little Sophie scarf. Cute. It's in this really sweet red alpaca blend from my local yarn store. I don't remember what it was, didn't take a picture of it, didn't write it down. I like this scarf. I wear it pretty frequently. It's like ascot length. It's like, I wish, and I think my plan, if I do another Sophie scarf in the future, is to do the larger size, or look up how different people are doing different modifications to make it so it's longer and thinner, because I would love to be able to wrap it around multiple times. I really like how that looks. But this one is just a cute little tie. I look like a little flight attendant, and I love it. It's a really lovely red. Yeah, I love it. I definitely didn't do it very well. I made mistakes on everything that I made this year. I'm a very wabi-sabi knitter, and I just accept that about myself. I'm not going to do things perfectly most of the time. This is not bad, but it was my first time ever doing I-cord edging, first time knitting a Sophie scarf. Certainly did not perfect it, but I would do it again, and I'm interested in a Sophie hood. Maybe. Someday. My next one that I'm going to show you is a gift that I didn't finish. So if you're my friend Caroline and you're watching this, do not proceed. Stop watching. Maybe I'll like put in like, go to here this time if you're Caroline. My friend Caroline loves tabi shoes, so obviously I started knitting her these tabi gloves, and I finished one. And the reason I kind of hit a wall with it, this is just in like a gray sportwear yarn that was in my stash. I could probably find the label, but I don't know what it was. And I had big dreams about knitting these two for Caroline. I still plan on doing it, but I didn't ask for her measurements because I wanted it to be like a total surprise. And so I think I knit it to my size because I was like testing it on me and trying to make it a little bigger because I think her hands are a little bigger, but it fits me kind of. But I knit this finger part too high up my finger. It's like it hits in the middle kind of my fingers. So I assume it would do the same for her, maybe worse than for me if her hands are bigger than mine. So then I kind of gave up. But Caroline lives in Maine in the winter. The winter lasts until like April or May. So there's time yet. I kind of want to do it for her in like a red yarn because she loves red, but I was going to embroider with red on these gloves. Stay tuned. Maybe I will. But I love this. Like, I want to make some for myself. Oh, and this pattern is by Joanna Adamek. I think I'll like link. Look, this is so funny because I have a feeling that I'm not gonna know how to link stuff or like put in a picture or put in a something. So I'm just gonna be pointing at nothing because I don't know how to edit videos. But if some miracle occurs, this is her Instagram. Go check it out. I think it's like Mitsuri Makes, I want to say. I don't know off the top of my head. Yeah, it's a great pattern. I love this glove. Okay, I need to leave. I have plans. The next thing that I worked on is this legume tote bag by my friend Natalee, or Knitalee. We hung out recently. It was so fun and so nice. I would love to see Natalee again. And this was before right when she released the test call for the legume tote bag. And I was so excited about it. I had so much fun knitting this. It's so simple and straightforward. The pattern is beautiful. It just came out. Go buy it. Make this bag. It's so useful. And it's an LL Bean guy, and I love it. You could do any color you want, or colors. I went with the classic white and green from Drops. This is Drops Snow. And it felted really well. Oh, I took a video before I felted it, so I'll put that in now. It got smaller. I want to say like by an inch. I didn't felt it for that long. I felted it for like half an hour in the washing machine. The pattern calls for maybe an hour, but I just felt like after half an hour it was a size I liked. I liked the feltiness level, so I stopped there. But something else funny that I just realized is that I messed up the straps. I seamed the straps together over the top of the bag instead of on the same side. And what that means is that when I put it on, it's like I put the bag on and the short side is facing my body instead of it laying flat to my body like with a normal tote bag. So pretty funny that I made that mistake. It would be a quick fix for me to redo it. I think I'll probably do that someday. It's still very functional. I love it. Good job, Natalee. I'm so proud of you. I added a pocket and it's so cute and I love it. In the last few days, I knit this beanie out of leftover plotulopi that I knit the zakkuri cardigan in. And this is the Quick Beanie by Pull. It looks like an acorn, which is exactly what I wanted. It's funny, I've never like had a cap that stops above my ears, but that's what I wanted with this. And I like it. It's itchy on my head. And the pattern calls to kind of knit it so you can fold it. It's like a double brim. I just knit it and folded it once, which is fine. I think I might add more length to it. But it was very quick. It was very simple, very fun. And it's so cute that now I have a little matching acorn beanie for my cardigan, guys. I love it. Maybe I'll line it so it's a little less itchy. Oh, something else I don't have is that I did a test knit for the pinstriped helmet by knottedtail. Picture. Did you hear that goose? Anyway, that was a really fun test knit also. I love who's the pattern designer. I think it's a brilliant pattern. Maybe I will add some pictures or videos if I can figure out how to do that. It was really fun to make. Very simple. And the pictures are beautiful for the design. Like the Ravelry, the pictures on the pattern are just gorgeous. Love that. And what I'm working on right now, my only work in progress right now that I finished this little hat, is my Lakes pullover. And this is in Briggs Little Heritage Red. I'm on my sleeve, my first sleeve. Again, I did a twisted rib on the bottom. I'm knitting the smallest size. I'm going off of Soft Spells on Instagram. Not off of, because Soft Spells, I can't think of her name. She's not the first one to knit it, obviously, but I think has inspired a lot of people to knit in Briggs & Little, to knit Ozetta patterns in Briggs & Little Heritage wool, which I actually don't find super itchy. I haven't worn it on my bare skin with the sleeves on and everything, so I don't know. But I don't find it that itchy. Compared to plotulopi, it's nothing. It's cushy. Yeah, I really like it, but something I'm realizing is that I think the dye lots must be different. I bought them all on the same day, the same time. I should have checked the dye lots. I'm not upset, but I do think it's a little different, like, here? Like, can you see that? Can you see where it changes? I feel like I can see it. And the sleeve feels different to the body. Like, this is like a little more of an orangey red, and this is a little more of like a purpley red. Am I crazy? I don't know. I'm plowing ahead. I'm not gonna stop knitting it. It doesn't bother me that much, but kind of interesting. Okay. I have to go hang out with my friend. I get to go hang out with my friend, so I'm gonna stop talking now. I have no idea if this video will see the light of day. Maybe I'll refilm it. It's been pretty chaotic. The lighting has been a headache. But this was my first year of knitting. It's been so fun, and I'm so excited to knit more. And I am excited, I promise you, that I will keep better track of my yarn and my projects, how long it takes me to do them. I have a Ravelry. Don't really use it except to like hoard patterns and buy them sometimes. I don't tend to keep a lot of notes on there, but I would love to do that. And I'm so excited to make more videos. And if you have any ideas for videos you want to see, let me know. I have some ideas, but I would love to know what you think. Alright. Bye, have a good day.